According to Revelation 6, 3-8, the earth will experience a time unlike any other when the seals are broken one by one. The seventh seal is broken in Revelation 8 and an odd event occurs. This will take place just once, according to the Bible. Nothing will be spoken or done. Complete quiet for almost 30 minutes. The many angels and saints in heaven will all remain quiet for 30 minutes. But why is that? For 30 minutes all of heaven is hushed as the trumpets are going to blast. Revelation 8, 2-6 reads, "And I saw the 7 angels who stand before God, into them were given 7 trumpets. Then another angel having a golden censer came and stood at the altar. He was given much incense, that he should offer it with the prayers of all the saints upon the golden altar, which was before the throne. And the smoke of the incense with the prayers of the saints ascended before God from the angel's hand. Then the angel took the censer, filled it with fire from the altar, and threw it to the earth. There were noises, thundering, lightning, and an earthquake. As a result, each trumpet will be sounded by one of the 7 angels who are holding the 7 trumpets. Each of the 7 angels' trumpets, each of which is connected to a significant event, will be sounded one by one. Heaven is thus silent because it understands the significance of the 7 trumpets. Heaven comes to an abrupt and devastating stop. Nothing continues. In paradise, there is quiet for roughly 30 minutes. When he had cracked the 7th seal, according to Revelation 8:1, within a half hour there was complete quiet in heaven. This line from the Bible often makes me wonder why all of heaven will be silent for 30 minutes. What may be behind the silence? What may have happened to the 4 beings that round God's throne? The 4 angels, the 24 elders. What may cause them to abruptly go silent? We are aware of what constantly occurs in paradise. The angels of the elders are constantly praising God and singing hymns of adoration to him, and this should always result in a loud cry coming from above. Revelation 4, 10-11 KJV says, "The 24 elders hold down before him that sat on the throne, and worship him that liveth forever and ever, and cast their crowns before the throne, saying, Thou art worthy, O Lord, to receive glory and honor and power. For thou hast created all things, and for thy pleasure they are and were created." There is a great deal of activity in heaven. Angels with flapping wings and spinning wheels can be found in paradise. According to the Bible, there are several choirs and orchestras in heaven. Horsemen and fiery chariots are everywhere in heaven. There will soon come a period when heaven will be silent for 30 minutes. Everything will halt there. The adoration of God will come to an end. This is the sole instance of the angels in heaven mentioned in the Bible, and since there was quiet, the hosts of heaven did not adore God. We should be very concerned about this. This should prompt us to consider the issue, why was there stillness in heaven? In Acts. We shall discover what was going to occur and what caused the angels to become silent in Revelation 8:2 KJV. "I saw the 7 angels who were standing before God," it states. 7 trumpets were presented to them. 7 trumpets were entrusted to 7 angels who are to sound them. The sound of these trumpets will cause 7 different things to occur. What exactly are these? Why on earth did the archangels all suddenly stop speaking? What will silence every saint who has been redeemed? I can see why the 7 trumpets would quiet the heavenly saints at this time, since they have never witnessed God's wrath in such a way. However, I was unable to comprehend how these circumstances could quiet the angels. The reason I say this is because the angels have seen every tragedy and every natural disaster that has ever occurred on earth. The angels have seen everything, including every earthquake, storm, and tornado. Every single judgment of God that has ever taken place on earth has been seen. The angel witnessed Adam and Eve being judged as they were ejected from the garden with burning swords. The angel witnessed the flood as a judgment on Noah's generation, and the powerful men fled to the hills but failed. However, there was always a small group of true believers in God's word who were open to his way in spirit and truth, as evidenced by their transformed lives even in the middle of the sinful world. After all, true believers turn from sin and stop helping it spread across the world. They are not like the numerous hypocrites who claim to serve the Lord, yet continue to break the law. In Matthew 24:36, he said to them, "It is not for you to know times or seasons that the Father has fixed by his authority." Nobody can predict when the Lord Jesus will return, and there is no encouragement in the Bible for God's people to do so. Christians are to, nonetheless, stay awake, for you do not know on what day your Lord is coming. Matthew 24:42. The angels saw the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, as well as every earthquake, storm, tornado, and volcanic eruption that has ever occurred. They are all standing still and gazing down at the ground. What caused them to go silent? I'll explain it to you. Never before in the history of mankind as a whole, as God is about to do, has he released all of his theories simultaneously. In every heaven's residence, watch as God waits for 30 minutes before unleashing his vengeance. Revelation 8:2 says, I saw the 7 angels who stand before God. Into them were given 7 trumpets. Then another angel, having a golden censer, came and stood at the altar. He was given much incense, that he should offer it with the prayers of all the saints upon the golden altar, which was before the throne in the smoke of the incense. With the prayers of the saints ascended before God from the angel's hand. Then the angel took the censer, filled it with fire from the altar, and threw it to the earth. And they were noises, thunderings, lightnings, and an earthquake. And then we see the trump is being blown. The first trumpet caused the vegetation to be stuck, and 1/3 of the trees were burned up, and all green grass was burned up. The second trumpet caused the seeds to be struck. John saw the second angel sounding his trumpet, and something like a great mountain, burning with fire, was thrown into the sea. Then the third trumpet caused the waters to be struck. Then the third angel sounded, and a great star fell from heaven, burning like a torch, and it fell on 1/3 of the rivers in on the springs of water. Then the fourth trumpet the heavens struck. Revelation 9:12 reads, Then the fourth angel sounded, and 1/3 of the sun was struck, 1/3 of the moon, and 1/3 of the stars, so that 1/3 of them were darkened. 1/3 of the day did not shine, and likewise the night. Revelation 3:13 says, I looked, and I heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice to the inhabitants of the earth, because of the remaining blast of the trumpet of the 3 angels who are about to sound, then the 5th trumpet. And the 5th angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven onto the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. And he opened a bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of a great furnace, and the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit. In there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power, and the scorpions of the earth half power, and it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of God on their foreheads. And to them it was given that they should not kill them, but that they should be tormented 5 months, and their torment was as the torment of a scorpion when he strikes as a man. And in those days shall man seek death, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. And the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses prepared unto a battle, and on their heads were as it were crowns like gold, and their faces were as the faces of men. And they had hair as the of women, and their teeth were as the teeth of lions, and they had breastplates, as it were breastplates of iron, and the sound of their wings was as the sound of chariots of many horses run into a battle. And they had tails like unto scorpions, and there were stings on their tools, and their power was to hurt men in 5 months. And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue has his name Apollyon. One woe is past, and stand, behold, there comes 2 woes most hereafter.